Hey guys, Michael Good, owner of the Dent Company. We're here in my shop in Tampa, Florida. A little bit about how I got into this business. My dad actually taught me when I was 18 years old, right out of high school. Didn't stick with it, quit, moved to Los Angeles, got into acting, and thought, like most people, you're gonna make it big time. Didn't quite work out that way. Relearned again at 21, and by the time I was 22 years old, after working a year in a body shop, which was grueling, paid my dues. My father got me linked up with a company in Zurich, Switzerland, where I worked with an amazing group of guys in 2002. We didn't know what we were doing really back then, to be honest with you. A lot of guys would look at it and go, I wonder how we even figured it out, but we did, and at a very high quality level. While working for this company in Zurich, that opened up the door for me to work in Athens, Greece, Barcelona, Spain, worked there, Australia to South America. I mean, Montreal, just to name some of the places that I visited, worked and lived, along with other aspects of the United States. And it really allowed me to see different cultures of paintless dent repair and really test my skills against other guys and see where I fell. Here we are today. This is our shop. This is what we're doing here, which we're taking the progression of, fixing cars that were damaged with hail, and now we're doing some pretty crazy stuff. So hope you enjoy it. 1988 Ferrari Testarossa. Today we're going to be taking out some dents out of a McLaren 720S. 2020 Mercedes-Benz AMG C63 two-door coupe. Got a really special 1988 BMW E30 M3. Pretty excited to introduce this 85 Skyline that we're going to be doing a full metal correction. All right, so as you guys probably see behind me is an old Volkswagen Beetle. It's actually my first car. Was a 69 baby blue. It got me into really loving cars. I bought it when I was shy of 16 for $425. Ironically, really not far from here. Didn't run, had 4 flat tires, and I spent about 6 months working on it with my manager at Hungry Howie's Pizza to get it running. It's original lacquer paint, has a lot of its original components. All the glass is original. To be honest with you, and in the world of cars, I know it's not the vintage Lamborghinis or vintage Ferraris, but for a kid like me, to be able to have something like this as a 42-year-old is just, I mean, I'm super thankful. It's survived all my other cars. It probably will survive all my other cars going forward. I don't know how I'll ever let it go. All right, so if you're a Volkswagen guy, you may morph into an Audi guy, but I morphed into a Porsche guy. So this is my labor of love. This is a 2021 Porsche GT4, ceramic brakes, bucket seats, deviated stitching leather, 12 o'clock marking. I really, didn't leave a lot in the list of things to option. Illuminated door sills. This is my third Porsche. It's my third Porsche GT car. I don't own it to be fancy. I don't own it to be someone who shows off. I buried my heart and soul in fixing everybody else's problems and working really hard to get to this point. And I still have to work really hard to keep a car like this. But it's part of my identity. I don't take it out. I really rarely ever drive it to shows. I mean, it's just any guy who's a car guy or car girl or whatever understands like how much you love them. I just fell in love with the GT4. It is a PDK, so people can shoot me. I did own a GT4 manual prior, and I thought if they ever built it in a PDK, it'd be a better car, in my opinion. It is. It's, I have a thing for the yellow stitching, the yellow seat belts. It's all tied in with the yellow ceramics. And yeah, it's a pretty special car. I love it, but I would still keep my Bug if I had to have just one over any of it, and that is not the most fun thing to drive in the world. This is, yeah, and that's it. I mean, these are my 2 cars. My wife drives a Macan GTS, and in the back I've got a build that we did. It was a 1998 4Runner. This thing's pretty cool. It's actually going to get sent up for dry icing, but this is a really neat car. Found it with 98,000 original miles on it. I mean, I left literally no stone unturned. Being a paintless dent repair technician, you see things that people don't see. So if I was going to do a build, it was going to be with everything that I thought they would have built it like in 1998 if they were trying to build something like this. It's an SR5. I have the original window sticker of this car. It sits with 130,000 miles on it now. Every possible record I was able to get it as from the original owner. It's painted in Nardo gray. It's a variant of, there are 4 variants of Nardo gray that we know of. This is a little bit more of the purple Nardo gray. Icon wheels. It's got a Toy-Tech suspension on it. I mean, it's just, but the really cool part is the inside. It's just like it would have been. Starts right up, drives straight down the road, no rattles, no shakes. I mean, it's just a really neat car. And, you know, as far as paint and body, everybody'd ask, zero Bondo. Didn't need to do it because I paintless dent repaired everything that was wrong with it. And the paint work really was done in stages because I took every single component off that you could take off. Every single nut and bolt was taken off this car. Doors were taken off, hood, fenders. I mean, it was completely stripped. All the glass painted like it would have been from the factory. So it's pretty cool. For sale. Going, not staying. Okay, tools of the trade. Your skill of who you are matters the most, so this is the biggest tool. I mean, if you're working on a dent, almost every single dent is going to be complex and challenging. The tools, and this is my main tool cart, this is what I probably achieve 95% of my repairs with, has taken me 23 years to arrive at this. There's probably been 10 iterations of this amount of tools in this cart. Amazing paintless dent repair cannot be done without reflection. So this is my little mobile light stand. This is a 3-dimensional light. This is basically going to show an image just like an x-ray would in kind of grayscale because I use black and white. Some guys use color of the damage. So what a dent looks like naked, which is non-3-dimensional light, and what it looks like with the light is different. I really wish I could, you know, elaborate on what tool does what, but they actually all do the same thing, which is compress metal back into shape. All the movements for the majority are all very small movements. They're undetectable without a light unless you're not very good at it and you're pushing way too hard. So they have different tips, different reasons, all for different engineering, but this is it. This and traveling around the world and doing everything else has allowed me to kind of get good at what I do. So why are we starting a YouTube channel doing paintless dent repair? I wanted to make this about the consumer, so not for my industry. I wanted to share with them what I think is the future of these types of repairs, really what it takes to achieve the results of near perfection. You can obtain perfection in paintless dent repair. It is extremely difficult to do, but it's achievable. This is the type of environment that I work in that I believe is conducive to doing those results. I hope that it doesn't matter if you are going to become my customer, that is not my goal. Hopefully you'll be a customer of paintless dent repair, and maybe somebody in another market that does what I do will be inspired to maybe have a shop like this, have a customer base like that I have and grown to. I take it incredibly serious. I'm uber competitive to a fault sometimes, and you guys are going to get to kind of go on a journey of what it really takes to fix dents this methodology this way and how we approach it. And it's cool because you'll get to learn a little bit about how I got to that point. You don't start that way, but it is a big extension of your character. So hope you enjoy it.